Hello. I'm just reading this here, and I just remembered something. I'm gonna tell you a story about all of the parts of the cell. So, anyways, it all starts with a cell membrane. See, this cell membrane, it tries very hard to protect all of the things that is inside it. Prevents any of them from leaving, which is very sad. But hey, that's how the life of an organelle is. So one of the main things inside of the cell membrane was this thing called cytoplasm. That's the thing that kept all of the organelles not moving around, just lying at the bottom of the membrane. It's what allowed things to sort of float around. It was kind of like the ground we walk on. Then, in the middle of all of this is something called a nucleus. A nucleus is kind of like the capital of a cell. It runs everything. It synthesizes protein. It has quite a few jobs. There's a couple things inside it. A couple things to it. There's a nuclear membrane, which keeps all the things inside the nucleus inside the nucleus. There's a nucleoplasm, which is kind of like the cytoplasm of a nucleus. Then there's the nucleosis, which is like the inner sanctum of the inner sanctum of a cell. So it's like the courtroom maybe of a capital maybe. And then there's finally the chromatin, which is allows protein to enter and exit a cell. Next up on the list, outside of the nucleus, is mitochondria with Christia. I'm not sure what you think, but I think that it definitely is like the sewer of a city, because what breathes in a city more than a sewer? I don't know. Then we have the lysum, which is kind of like a mixture between a tow truck and a police station, or a policeman, sorry. And then we have the smooth endoplasmic rectilium, which is helps detoxify drugs and poisons and synthesize lipids. So that's really important to you. Then we have the rough endoplasmic rectilium, which is it synthesizes protein. It makes protein. Sorry, not synthesize. It makes special proteins, which do very specific jobs within the cell. Here I have something about that. An extensive network of membranes which creates secretory proteins, special proteins, and membranes. So there you go. It's kind of like maybe a police training school. Then we have the ribosomes, which are on the RER, and that's kind of like maybe individual policemen, or more likely a actual police station. They make proteins. Then we have centroli, which is the central hub of the cytoskeleton, which supports the cell. It's like maybe the city square of a city. And then we have the ganglia bodies, which I think the book made it very clear that it was the factory of the cell. And then finally we have the we also have microtubules, which come off of the centroli. They are part of the cytoskeleton, and they give the cell form and and make sure it doesn't collapse on itself. There's the vesicles or voxels, which are... No, don't try me. They assist in the transportation of important proteins. So that vesicles would probably be directly involved with ribosomes and rough endoplasmic rectilium, because they would transport the secretory proteins which the ER sends off. We have the microvilli, sorry, Latin thing, microvilli, which is it's projections that increases cell surface areas. It's like the villi inside an intestine. It increases the surface area. It lets it absorb more of the element that it needs. So microvilli would probably help cells absorb maybe more oxygen or chemicals that they get from the blood. I think those are kind of like maybe the beaches of or the docks of the of a cell. Then there's the cilia and the flagella. Now, these two things, there's not much difference in them, but there's key differences. Cilia are like the microvilli. They are short, but they still can help a cell move. And flagella are pretty much a long tail, which allows a cell to move. Yeah, sperm cells have flagella. Cilia is probably more common on cells which don't move. You probably have cilia in your cells, not as likely flagella. And finally, the last but not least, microfilaments. And the important thing about microfilaments is that they bear tension within the membrane. Now, I started out this video, and I said there was going to be a story. I'm sorry, I lied. I just told you that so you would watch the rest of this video waiting for an end of a story. I'm sorry. I hope you forgive me. End of video.